Hello, I am wearing this ruby red hat because I don't like the way my hair looks. Now listen guys, looking the way that I look and sounding the way that I sound, I don't really get along with boys my age. As you can probably guess, my male peers are not huge fans of what I've got going on here. And I've brought this up before. It will sometimes be as simple as a word they'll yell at me from their vehicles. Sometimes they'll express this to me by a face they make at me as we walk past each other on the sidewalk. Something like pff or ugh, which kind of just says something like, look, I don't have the time to get into specifics right now, but I just want you to know, sir, that I'm not okay with this. Now, the reason I bring this up is because something happened. I was threatened recently. Not on the internet, surprisingly enough, but on the phone. I received a personal phone call from a young man, and I won't get into the exact reason for the call, but I will say that I didn't actually do anything and men are fucking psychopaths. Now, it happened very quickly. I don't remember exactly everything he said. It was mostly just a very detailed description of how he was going to violently beat me if he ever saw me, which, by the way, is an interesting point I'd like to bring up. I do remember his exact phrasing on it. It was, if I ever see you. Now I'm going to come and find you. He's not going to seek me out. He's not driving over. He's not going to invest gas money into the assault. But just if we happen to run into each other at a place, he'll do what he has to do anyways. In grocery aisle, pasta aisle, he'll most likely imagine a full coat. Let's do this. I mean, aquarium, fuck this octopus. I've got an ass to kick. He's walking out of the movie theater with a hot date. He spots me at the concessions, purchasing some buttered expensive popcorn. He turns to his lady and says, I am so sorry, this movie was the bomb. Channing Tatum is a force to be reckoned with, but there's a young man over here, and I promise that it's not headed to the ground if I have sound Republican. Voila, there he is. So you're free to watch. You can also go. You can take a taxi. I will reimburse your fare via PayPal. Anyway, I'm getting off the topic here. The phone call. He talked for about a minute, but not a lot was said. You know, it was one of those where it was just like a variation of the sentence, I'm gonna kiss your fucking ass over and over, and just a lot of ways of saying that with a few, you faggot and high-pitched voice, motherfucker, thrown in for good measure, something about my nose, I'm not really sure. But there was one thing he said, one thing this man said to me on the phone that I still am trying to figure out and wrap my brain around to this day. And I'm going to say to you as man, this man said to me on the phone, drum roll please, I am going to shove a log up your ass. Take it in, I am still am. I mean, there are so many things I have to say about this. I don't know where to start. First of all, a log, not a stick, still clean out a tool, and not even goddamn branch, but a log. Logs are big. I'm sure you're familiar with logs, audience. Logs take 3 to 4 large, muscular men to transport from place to place. They're oftentimes used as seating. I've taken a hike before and eaten a sandwich on a log with multiple pails. I drew a picture of a log here if you forgot what they look like. My butthole is nowhere near ready for log entry. And my poor little lonely asshole is, I don't know, maybe 1/10 of an inch wide while the end of a log, the diameter here is, I don't know, maybe 2 fucking feet? At this point in time, if you try to shove a log in my ass, you'd more or less just be hitting my entire ass with a log. And I don't think this is what this guy wants. I think he wants to go for full log penetration. And he knows what he wants, and that's what I've always loved about this guy. And look, how we're going to get this log in, I'm not really sure. I'm not even sure that he knows, because sometimes all you have is a dream, and maybe the journey is still cooking up in the oven. I mean, obviously, he'd have to do a lot of work in my butthole. I mean, we'd start off small, obviously. Maybe a few fingers move on our way up the dildo train. Maybe at some point introduce some sort of tube instrument. I mean, do we have a budget? That can't be cheap. I mean, he'd be shoving a lot of things up my ass before we made our way to log. And let's not forget, this all started with him calling me a faggot. Think about that for a second. I mean, this would take some time. I'm not a scientist, but honestly, stretching a tiny little butthole enough for full on log couldn't take less last, I don't know, a year and a half. And even with that estimate, he'd have to be working me day and night. I mean, are we going to move in together? Probably. I can't imagine why we wouldn't. This isn't something that you can just take risks with willy-nilly. Butthole stretching is very similar to you pissing. If you don't commit, you take a month off, that thing will close right back up. You'll be back to square one. So if we're going to do this, we have to fucking do this, okay? I mean, are we going to be talking as it gets me ready? I mean, I know the man and I have had our disagreements, but come on, maybe on day 47 of butthole preparation, you gotta start conversing. I mean, maybe we'll develop a friendship and maybe we'll grow close to another. Maybe he'll love me. Maybe he'll change his mind and say, I don't think you deserve a log in your butthole as I strongly believed in the first place. Now look him square in the eyes and say, buddy, no, we've come too far to go back at this point, and do not mistake my persistence for an actual excitement for the log in my ass. I am just a firm believer in the philosophy of not giving up. I mean, this thing is not going to be easy. Let's not completely get caught up in the preparation. I mean, how long does the log stay in? Forever? When you hear someone say, I'm gonna shove a log up your ass, you can imagine they're gonna help remove it. I mean, is that just my thing now? It's not an in and out situation. Am I just stuck with it? Do I just walk around with this log in my ass for the rest of my life? Do I just become that guy? Does my family lose respect for me when I show up for Thanksgiving dinner? Does everyone try their hardest not to bring up the elephant in the room, or more specifically, the log in my fucking ass? I mean, oh my god, what is this? Will I ever have a healthy relationship again? Will this log just take it from my life? Will I just become the shell of a man? This is a band! Don't even get me started on splinters. Anyway, remember to please share this video with fans because it may well get me killed. And I'd like to get some views and leave some money for my family. Thank you. This has been my rendition of I Was Threatened by Drew Monson. Thank you for watching.